Okay, welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to the D-Style Guru series of Synergic Media. As I mentioned, you have really appreciated our video on the stylometer. And in order to get a better view and a better perspective from someone who deals with the fashion and style day in, day out, we are really grateful that we have with us Nadia Kovalevich. She's based in Milano, Italy. As you know, Milan is the originator of fashion. Everything happens over there, and Nadia deals with a lot of people on a personal and corporate level, amongst many other things. She's really a multi-talented person, and she's extremely busy. So I'm really grateful, Nadia, that you gave us your time. This conversation is going to be not really a structured one, but a free-flowing conversation, essentially discussing the different perceptions of styles, as I mentioned in my stylometer video. But you could share a perspective, let's say on the ground, as we say, and you could also share some of the emerging trends that you see now, particularly the trends or the perceptions of different people from different geographical regions, because of course that was my main idea, that it changes from a country to country or a region to region. So first of all, a formal welcome, Nadia. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you would like to introduce yourself, you have the time now.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. It is a pleasure actually to partake in this project. My name is Nadya Kovalevich. I'm originally from Russia, but I'm based in Milan, where I work as an interpreter and translator, and I deal with people on daily basis. I meet a lot of people, and hence I have the opportunity, the possibility to observe the fashion of different cultures and the choice and the whole thinking, the pattern, the mentality behind those choices. So all of this really gave me some basic ground, at least, to understand how and what and where and who with it work, what fashion, what choices of clothing works better. And I'm also part-time a fashion stylist. So I help people to make, let's say, classic choices in the outfit, in creating outfits, or also including some trendy pieces as well. So yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Nadia. And for sure, next time I'm in Milano, I have to request your expertise to choose some classic ones for me. Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. You may know that in my video, I actually focus more, in fact, I focused only on men's fashion in terms of stylometer, but I think it will be good to discuss both for men and women, because we are going to discuss today some of the real trends and why people think in a certain way, why there are certain perceptions. For example, if I can start with a very provocative type of a stereotypical thinking or observation, that wherever you see the Louis Vuitton stores, most of the people waiting outside to get in would be Chinese. That's some observation or a stereotype. So the point is that why do East Asians like Louis Vuitton? That's the starting point. Or for example, as you know, in Geneva we have a watch house. Why the Rolex is liked more by Asians than the Europeans, and so on and so forth. So let's start with that. Now, in my view, and this is gender neutral, when we come to these brands, like, as I mentioned, for example, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Burberry, and so on and so forth, Armani, and to a certain extent Boss, although I have personal reservations with Boss, and Boss is German brand, by the way. But anyways, when we talk about these type of French or Franco-Italian type of brands, why do we have so-called New World going after that? New World means most of the East Asians or South Asians, or even your region, Russians. Why do they go for that one? Is it really finding a satisfaction from so-called the brand name, or they really cater to their needs in terms of the patterns and fashion trends and so on and so forth? What do you think on that?
Well, Well, first of all, sincerely saying, I think that those are new emerging worlds, right, on the level of wealth. So Asia, China, and the highest percentage, if I'm not mistaken, of rich people are based in China, and hence all the collection of art, everything is divided between Asia, Russia, and United States. But later in the the last decade, Asians have been after all what is decadent and truly what is appreciated on the level of timeless pieces, whether it's art, clothing, and as they believe that all the clothing produced by fashion houses as Gucci and all Louis Vuitton, etc., they think they are timeless, hence they go after it. Plus, we are in a, let's say now the generation, we are in a era where you can easily, let's say, have an income from whatever you do if you do it cleverly, right? So there is more opportunity to have an income, and more people, there is more new money out there, and new money always scream all these things, right? Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Dolce & Gabbana, etc. So, and as I've noticed, based in total only on my experience, is that there are a lot of new money now in Asia and Russia. So that is the reason why they're going after all this, because of course, if you wear with the, with the clear big brand out there, like on your t-shirt or on your shoes, then you tell people, hey, I got money, all these things. I emerged from my situation, like from my level. Somehow I found this exit from this loophole that I've been in for maybe some years, or because of the family situation. But no matter what, I exited and I found a way, and now I'm making money, and this is how I treat myself, and this is, yes.
So it's more of an expression of a transition from one class to the other.
From my point of view, as I observed it, yes, as because actually what I've noticed as well is that Asian people, Chinese people that I met of a certain age, at advanced age, they won't go to the super fashion shops, and they would rather buy classic from little hidden boutiques in Milan rather than going there. They would appreciate more really those classics that they've been maybe watching from movies, seeing Italians wearing for decades, or from the old fashion magazines, etc. So although I met rich Chinese people of advanced age, they won't really have any care about going there, and rather they would have this idea of being mostly classy but still lying low somehow, with a low key, etc.
It's more like the mature European shoppers, they don't go for these expressions and bold expressions of the brands. They just go for their own satisfaction.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why, those let's say all the Chinese people or Asians or Russians, they don't have any need, they don't feel any need to express their transition or of the social status, right? They won't even feel any necessity, even if they became rich, at the advanced age. anyways, they don't feel any need and urge, to show it to everybody. So that is in comparison to, as I said, new money, young people that need to show it. Also because of the spreading the social networks and Instagram, Reels, all those, and TikTok, all those social networks, they're full of young people that show all the brands, and now young generation is living on it somehow.
Yeah, that's true. But let me ask you a question. Let's say, sure. For example, I have got a new money, as you said. I want to express myself as a man. Of course, if I would be a female, I could buy Louis Vuitton or something. What could a person do? Because at the same time, I don't want to wear a shirt that has, half of the shirt written as Gucci or LV or something like that, and same for the shoes. So what are the options? I'm being a devil's advocate, to show that I have spent money on my wardrobe, or I have spent money for my styling or fashion. What are the options for men in particular?
Okay, so what I noticed, first of all, we all know the all but gold rules are natural fabrics. You can see that if a man or woman has money, but she doesn't want to show it in a really strong way, then they would go rather for natural fabrics that are and always will be the most expensive fabrics, right? And natural colors mostly. So this is the way you can show that you have money, but nobody will actually know that you are of new money, but that you are in a good financial situation. Yeah. And so those are two things. Of course, it is very important to also know how to combine those clothing pieces and colors, and this also goes with natural pastel colors and nothing very eccentric, nothing really extreme. So colors that really by nature we can see that combine very well, and still, so you are classy but still fashionable, and yet you have some taste, and then it is always important to add some manners, of course, because
that's absolutely true. Of course, you have to be able to carry that, whatever you're wearing.
Absolutely.
But let me share that example. I think you have really hit on the nail over here, Nadia. Let me share a personal example with you and with our viewers. For the first time when I went for Corneliani, as you know, this is one of the top end brands in Milan, quite expensive.
Yes.
So for the first timers, it is, something, and I'm talking about some years ago. For me, apparently it did not make sense to buy, a jacket which is 1,500 euro plus. However, when I bought it, it was in the pastel colors. Trust me, people who know, they know it. I got so many compliments from the people that I would say that it returned me much more than I expected. Apparently, it was not that flashy. It was not speaking by itself, but it had a quality. It had natural fibers. It was pastel colors. It was, a mixture of off-white and silverish type of thing. So point is that I think that's what I wanted to arrive at. That at the end of the day, it is all about the quality, and then how do you carry that quality. That is for men. So I just wanted to make this point that for men, you don't have to, show that I'm wearing this one. The quality would actually show. But that leads me to the next question, because oftentimes, that is my personal observations as well. There is a certain trade-off between the price that we pay for the brands and the value that we get. Not every brand gives you the equal return on investment. Of course, over here, I don't think that we should get into the discussions of the individual brand names, because that would be, let's say, unjustified to some of the names. But certainly people must care, both for men and women. Are you really getting that much value of what you're spending? Because we are talking about the high-end fashion, which of course runs in thousands of the euros or dollars or whatever currencies you're using. So please keep in mind, because certainly there are some brands who are actually catering to what you mentioned, Nadia, who are just catering to this new money. And most of the new money would not even know that whether they're getting this value. So please be careful. I mean, it's an advice, but of course, sitting on the YouTube, we cannot name those brands. But if you would go with the experts like Nadia, she can definitely advise you which one would give you a better value. All right, so let's go to, yes.
Sure. Although I wanted to add one important thing, that some, actually nowadays, and for the last 2-3 years, I think that the prices that we see on famous or not brands that maybe are of a good quality, but you still think that they're overpriced, it is because of the ecological awareness. Many brands now, all fashion industry knows what is the situation with our planet Earth, and many fashion houses, are aware of people concerns about our planet. Hence, they approach and engaged into ecological production of the clothes and of avoiding the exploitation of the animals. And so we have less natural fabrics, as for example, lately for the past 3-4 days, true leather is not let's say in trends anymore. But why
like
is
the
that?
Crocodile leather and these type of things.
Exactly. Why is that? Not because fashion industry can't get it anymore, but because they know how society is aware of this situation now and won't just buy it anymore. And that's why we have more full leather, etc., etc. We won't have fur coats anymore because of the protection of the animals, etc., etc. So that's why we maybe we still are used. We have that bias of this price is justified only if I feel this is true perfect leather, but it won't be like that. And we have to have this paradigm shift in our minds, that we have to now appreciate, let's say, and accept new fabrics, new trends that are not natural, but still they are trying to produce even these non-natural fabrics in a ecological way.
So thank you. I think it's a good point. Yeah.
And there is more awareness about the exploitation of children, etc., etc. So, in order to avoid all these scandals, fashion industry is now cleaning itself, and there is a detoxification of the truly natural fabrics, what we are used to. Hence, nowadays, even the non-natural fabrics are somehow in fashion houses justified by the price they have, and also, of course, we pay that tax of the show of the fashion industry. So all those shows and the catwalks, we pay for that too. So yes, maybe sometimes for some brands it's not justified, but I'd say 60-70% it is. So because now there is a certain evolution in the fashion industry, and we have to keep it in mind before judging any fashion house.
Well, that's a good point, I think, on the environmental and the animals and so on and so forth. And certainly there is less and less of the natural fibers as well. For example, the organic cotton is not that much available. That is why last year I remember I could not even buy that, but at least I saw at Harrods in London, there used to be a very famous snake leather shoes. So I remember it used to be 12,000 pounds, and last year it was 26,000 pounds, precisely due to the reason that you would not have any of these in future. So of course, these items then becomes almost like the art pieces or the collectibles. A good point in that, but at the same time, it's not a good news for the newcomers like me in the fashion, because it is getting expensive. Now, on a serious note, I think we have different categories. Not every so-called newcomers have to go to the first tier brands. I mean, you can start with the second or the third tier or even fourth tier, and then you can move on quickly. You can see how can you carry that. I mean, whether you get your personal return on that investment, because I think we should make a point over here for the viewers is that even if you can afford, for example, an item which is, let's say, the most expensive, you may not be able to get that much satisfaction from that. It's not just purchasing. You have to be in that ecosystem of the fashion. You have to believe in that. Because the point that I said that some brands are overvalued, that means in my perception, I would not feel justified if I spend on those brands. You know what I mean? But it's all relative. Maybe for you that is not overpriced because you are paying for environment or let's say some of the other parts. Anyways, it is good. These are just the points behind this whole pomp and show and the pricing and how do people sell. Anyways, moving on, Nadia, in Milano, I mean, now we know that at least for last few months due to lockdown, things have drastically got impacted negatively. Certainly, we don't have that much sales. We don't have that many fashion shows. Certainly, I think there were no fashion shows, at least in these months. We don't expect to see them in next few even weeks or months probably. But what are the emerging trends for 2021? What do you see in terms of, let's say, the colors or patterns or where the world is going? And if you allow me to share, my personal observation in that, in last 2 to 3 years, I've seen that people have gone on an average less towards colors. That means going from bright to the pastel overall, even for females or women, that is a big change. And then a look which is not really that much flashy, a look that is more usual or rugged type of a look. So that's my observation, but over to you. And then where do you see things going from here onwards?
So this is very true. Unfortunately, I've noticed that, and this is only my experience, my view. Please correct me in the comments below if I'm mistaken. But what I've noticed that always more people are somehow afraid, scared of mixing the colors, using the colors, and this is one of the reasons I think is because people don't. First of all, they don't dare to experiment. First of all, second of all, people nowadays lack knowledge of fabrics, colors, and the colors of own skin and hair. So what colors actually can be combined with your skin color, right, and under skin color, and with your hair and eyes and eyebrows and so on. So this is very important before choosing any before buying clothes and imagining yourself. It is very important to study your skin color, and with this you can even, at least what I suggest to every lady out there and every lady I meet, at least once in a year or in your lifetime, go to the stylist, the professional stylist, and ask for the tips, advices, what colors do suit your color, what structure, what models will always in a timeless way suit this body, etc., etc. Well, timeless way, no, but still, at least from that moment till 5 years, it is very
Nadia, sorry, may I stop you here? Sorry for that, but I just want to compliment your point. In my personal case, by the way, although as you know, I work for an international organization and we are very formal all of the times, but I have taken this so-called task to be bold and expressive on the colors. Sometimes I might do a little bit, let's say, over, as people say. No, but this is to give a statement that colors actually complement your life. It complements your style. So sometimes it is okay, even if you're going a little bit overboard with that. For men, you can do with the ties or with pocket squares or the shirts and so on and so forth. And for women, even more, because probably I think this is due to the fact that you said that people don't take a pain to understand themselves and they go for less and less and towards the pastel colors. Sorry to stop you, but just wanted to compliment your points.
Thank you very much. Don't worry. That is the thing also, with the hair color, that many ladies are scared to try something new, but they don't go to the hairstylist and truly ask for. That is also true that it is difficult nowadays to find a good hairstylist which won't go only by trends, but also truly can take time and study your facial form, your color. And it's also important to check your colors in here and your veins, because usually if you have green color, more like your veins are green color, then
like
all beige. Oh, okay, perfect. And beige, golden, lil colors will suit you perfectly. And if I'm not mistaken, and if you have blue, then all like blacks and dark brown and other orange colors will definitely suit them with blue veins. I mean, this is all that one can actually check on internet if you are not feeling like going to the hairstylist and ask for the advices or fashion stylist. So this is, I guess, first and foremost really important to go and ask some professional stylists to study you and not only give you the results of the analysis of the fashion stylist, but to explain you the process as well. So because also, it is very important to include all the seasons, in the year, when you get tan, and etc. So what colors will suit you better. And with ages, our color as well can change, etc., etc. So all these things, in order to have some basic rules on which you can, think by yourself, and then all will come into an intuitive way, actually, and you'll be more self-confident into expressing yourself, trying more, risking, experimenting more, risking, and you will see by the time you will understand what actually suits you more. And it's also important to believe in yourself and not really hanging on there on what other people think. I know this is the typical old advice ever, but still this is incredibly important. Every time we think that, oh, what at work my colleagues will think, etc., you won't get somehow inhibited, to try, and this is a pity.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, yes, there was a bit of delay, but that is true. I think what you said is that don't shy, be bold with the colors, experiment,
Absolutely.
and then find,
Absolutely.
your perfect balance on that one.
That although everybody thinks that we can use all the colors in the world only in summer, I like to be a maverick and use all the colors all day, all year long. So I guess this is very important, and this is very creative and bold, as you say, to use colors even in autumn and winter, where people usually tend to wear black, navy colors, and dark brown, etc., etc. But I think that it is very interesting in the crowd, especially in the cities, to see a person really wearing that colorful trench or those colorful pants. And I think that is one of the advices I'm certainly sure, and I want people to take into consideration at least, that it is incredibly creative and nice, and it really makes you, I don't want to say to pop up out of the crowd, but still not in a way that, oh, I want to show myself, I'm all eccentric, look at me. No, but first of all, on an emotional level, it gives you a lot of energy, and we all know it. So that's why in summer we all wear all the colors, because it gives us some good vibes, right? We feel good and happy. That's why, especially in winters and cold seasons, we have to try to use colors. And maybe we can switch to pastels, more calm colors, if somebody is not used to bright, strong colors. So pastels are always colors that you can start with and finish with. So it is really good. Always something that won't die ever. But who is already advanced in fashion can really go for it and go and buy some really nice colors, and it will give so much energy to other people too, and you will feel good. People would think, oh wow, she dared, like who is she? It's somehow so bold and yet mysterious, because people will think, who is she? Who is he who is dressing like that? But wow, like why she's doing it? So many questions popping up in the heads of other people, just because even if you are not wearing bright colors, bright clothing with bright colors, but maybe you can introduce some accessories, which works as well.
Accessories are good. Perfume as well, by the way, that could top it.
Absolutely. Well, perfume is something else to talk. It's another topic. Perfumes for winter, perfumes for...
That's my pet topic as well, and my most detailed video is on perfumes.
Exactly.
And we will do that, by the way, separately. We'll do that.
Absolutely, that would be nice. But the accessories really, even if you have black jacket as yourself, you could put some colorful, how it's called in English?
Pocket square, exactly.
Exactly.
That changes completely. You're right. I mean, for men, by the way, out there, even if you have one jacket like this and you have 5 pocket squares, you have actually 25 jackets. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
With these small accessories, you can change. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is the thing. Actually, I've done one experiment in winter. So I've been, let's say, for 1 week, I was wearing black, black turtle shirt and black skirt. Although almost never wear black, total black. But I wanted to try something. I wanted to do this experiment, and I was wearing this total black the whole week, but changing accessories. So I would add maybe some different belts. I would add some long and wide scarves, so that in a asymmetric way, and then kind of pin it with another belt, and some other jackets on it. And the whole week, people were thinking that actually I've been changing my outfits every day, but it wasn't like that. But also only because I was playing with the accessories. Yeah. And it was really interesting and funny to hear all my colleagues and classmates that nobody noticed that I've been wearing the same turtleneck shirt and the same skirt and the same boots. So it was really great. So this is just an example.
Nadia, you have an added advantage as well. You're beautiful and you have good smile, so of course that compliments as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good point, that we don't have to go big, as we say. We can change things even with the small things. For men, I can say that even by changing your pocket squares, changing your ties, even if you have one shirt and one jacket, ties and pocket squares could change. You can change watch if you have a few, and these type of things. So that's a good point. Now, since we are getting close to, I think we should have a short video, and then we'll do the other session. And I think you've given a good idea we can do on perfumes and others. In the end, if you would like to share some of the emerging trends for 2021, what do you see?
So lately I've been studying this subject of trends of the past years and what is coming back, So for this 2021, as I mentioned before, faux leather is coming back, and it will be everywhere, and it's seen and it's perceived in a very positive way. Finally, that, as I said, fashion industry is taking care, is involved into caring about our planet, and that doesn't mean actually nothing of the new clothing pieces, trendy pieces will be tied, but everything what will be made out of faux leather will be all kind of casual and let's say a little bit oversized. So everything should be comfortable, as it has been for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, things have changed.
Exactly, so that you can be trendy and comfortable in the city, in the mountains, and wherever you are, and whatever you have to do. Either you're walking the city or you're just sitting in the office. So everything has to be comfortable. Hence this leather trend. Another one, actually, both for men and women are, let's say, beige, brown colors, which we see always for the autumn season. But the thing is that this season, we have so many shades of brown, so many shades of beige. And I know that many people.
I hope not so many shades of grey.
No. Oh, that was a good one. So, and I want to advise everybody out there who is watching this video. If you think that beige or brown doesn't suit you, this is a misleading information that is really invading internet. It's not like that. We are, our skin is really the skin we're born with, is actually more or less tending like towards beige and brown, etc. And thanks God, we have so many shades of brown and so many shades of beige. It is impossible. We won't say ever that, oh, my skin doesn't suit me. So it is impossible that you are not good, you're not popping up in the beige or some shades of brown colors. So these colors are coming back as usual in autumn, and that's why many pantsuits will be trendy this autumn. And but actually, what will be more trendy if you choose these pantsuits in a pastel beige brown colors rather than the classic black one. And it will be more interesting, and you will be even more noticeable, you know. Of course, if you see in a gray city in winter, everybody is in black and somebody is with, you know, with some beige or nice brown color, then you will see like, wow, this person got style. So another thing what will be in for winter in trends, it is latex fabric. Although this one is very difficult to style, and it's very difficult to work with, and one has to have experience into combining and knowing. Still, what is going on in winter, it's actually to be really aware that you won't be wearing all total latex outfit. So either it's just a coat in latex, or you have some pants in latex, but it has to be all covered, maybe by a dress, by a blazer, so that it won't pass any vulgar ideas.
So because otherwise it will be too much bold, I would say.
Exactly. So in order to maintain this classy style, you have to cool it down with some structured classic blazers or dresses or jumpers, etc. So another one, what is going on? Well, total black. Total black is always, it will be always a trend.
It's always classic,
Exactly, and French people know it. We know that in Paris, for example, they have been wearing total black and winters for 20 years now, maybe. This is coming back, but it's not same fabrics anymore. It's going to be also important to know that in winter, all fashion houses are launching this idea of total black with different fabrics. So if you have some, so the upper side and bottoms have to be of different fabrics, and maybe some little change into black shades. So this is very also important, and with hats as well. And because maybe usually people think that, oh well, total black, there is no hindrance to combine, right? But actually no, it is sometimes difficult, and because there are some fabrics in black colors that doesn't combine. They are not good together. I don't know if you ever experienced this thing. I experienced it.
No, that is true, particularly if it is the spandex and rayon and these type of fabrics. They are very difficult to combine.
Exactly. And playing with some maybe light scarves, also in black color. Another one is finally trending, what I've been talking about earlier, the color blocking. It's called color blocking, which means combining a lot of colors and colors that are contrasting by themselves, Here one thing, it is also difficult to combine many colors, but for example, if Saint Laurent launched this, there was this outfit where a lady, this model was wearing a little colored skirt, then yellow jacket and with blue handbag, and and a red shirt. So and it was with brown boots. I mean, all the colors on the model. But one thing here to remember is that this color blocking style is not always suitable for petite ladies out there. So this is because tall ladies have more body to cut by colors, and it won't on a visual level it looks better rather than on a let's say petite lady.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Would be, that's why it has been always a trend for petite ladies to wear monotone colors, monotone outfits in order to look taller and look all nice.
And then in the color blocking, obviously people have to understand the complementarity of the colors. Not every color complements the other, so there's a graph as well. People can Google easily which colors complement which one.
Absolutely.
Do experiment, but don't get out of the limits with the experiment.
Exactly, don't push the limits too much.
So much, yeah.
Here as well, for example, the one that I mentioned about the model of Yves Saint Laurent, it was that she was wearing actually pastel colors as clothing, and then she had like bold blue handbag. So it is very important to remember that you can have only one bold, like bright, really strong color, and and then it's up to you to decide if it will be the accessory or one piece on your body. Okay, next one is big checkered clothes. So
the Burberry is back, as they say.
Exactly, but this time, for the past 3 years, it was with small checkered clothes. Now it's with big, like really big, and finally, it's actually good because for taller people and for ladies with forms, etc. The big checkered clothing is way better than small, because actually it really doesn't look proportional. While for petite ladies, both work good. And the same thing actually for men as well. So taller men look really good in big checkered clothing rather than small one. I think so, and I hope that other people noticed it as well, or at least will start to notice.
Absolutely true. And recently, by the way, for this season, I bought 2 checkered suits both from England and from Milano. Both of the suits that I liked were actually brown. So whatever you said perfectly makes sense, because brown is one of the classics for men, but it was not that much in vogue, but it is back again. And those suits look perfect. I've not, let's say, used much because of this lockdown, but hopefully they will make a statement.
Well, but I think, checkered checkered patterns have been always in fashionable.
They're more classics.
A certain style. Exactly. That it became already timeless classics, and the problem is that sometimes it just cools down a little bit and people forget, but it has been always out there, and people who has some taste, good taste in fashion knows it and wears it.
But sorry, Nadia, I mean, if I may add over here, particularly for men, who would like to try with the checkered suits, please be careful. It is very delicate to balance your shirt color and ties with the checkered clothing. It is not easy, because oftentimes people do mistakes, because checkered clothes have their own so-called power or expression. And you have to be very low key when you use the shirts and ties with that, or even the pocket squares. So, I mean, the simple rule is that just go plain with everything in the checkered suit. That's the easiest rule to remember.
That is very true. That is very true. Good point. Thank you for adding it. I totally forgot about. I didn't think even about this.
So I know because I meet a lot of men every day, and I know that sometimes people don't know. Even I don't know a lot of things. People tell me. So it is better to share whatever we came to know.
Absolutely. Yes, it is very important actually to share and ask, and actually also very important to be sincere. Please, people, be sincere when somebody asks you if something suits or not the person, because of this there is a lot of misleading beliefs out there, and I know maybe sometimes you can people think that you can hurt or something like that, but actually you know that you're hurting more when you're not telling the truth, and it all depends by your tone and the way you say, and put into awareness that the person, that this pattern that maybe this person have been using for the past years actually doesn't suit that good. So please be sincere, share your knowledge, don't keep your knowledge only for yourself, but it's very good to share whatever you know, and that's it.
And that is what we are doing actually, and that's why I started this channel, just to share, because whatever I have learned, by the way, is I have learned by observing and listening to people. Luckily, I had some sincere friends, I still do, who always advised me to do, or no, basically not to do something, that is more important.
That is very important. Exactly. I really wish that everybody can have somebody in life that can really say sincerely that helps you, to look good, and which gives you a higher self-esteem, and self-confidence, and when you know that you look good and you feel better, etc.
Exactly.
Of course, it's not 100%, depending on that. Well, of course, but still, we know that when we look good, we feel good, and we are more open even to socialize when we know that everything, is
certainly
good.
I mean, if you're in harmony internally and externally, you're much better as a person.
Internally, let's stress that point too.
No, for sure. I think we have to focus on that one, because after all, the best thing that you can so-called wear is the confidence. If you're not confident of yourself, if you're not really having something which is called internal vibe, whatever you wear outside would be meaningless, because you won't be able to carry that in true spirit.
But still, that something I've noticed, for example, as it concerns only me, my personality, every day when even I feel like my mood is a little bit off, I try to find a new outfit and wear in colors. I'm trying to create this new look, which boosts my mood and my self-esteem and self-confidence. Of course, my self-confidence doesn't depend on it, but I start to feel better, and when you feel better, you're more open and you're more productive. At least this is what happens with me. So yes, so somehow then you feel good, and it relinks you back to your interior harmony, and you know that out here is everything good, so you can focus on your interior.
Exactly.
So
I do that, by the way. I do that with perfumes. I use different perfumes that I like, and it really gives you. Well, Nadia, I think we have to stop here, because of course the viewers always say that I should not do long sessions, but let's see. We will definitely continue, because there is a lot to be discussed. You have given us quite good insights. I think probably in the next sessions we can focus on these points that you mentioned, changing whatever you have and going to the perfumes, because that's a part we need to cover both for men and women, because in my view, by the way, 90% of people underestimate the importance of perfumes.
Absolutely,
because clothes everyone can see, this is more visible, but perfumes is invisible part, and a lot of people do not know. They just go and grab something which is totally meaningless for them at the end of the day. So we'll do that definitely, hopefully in the next session, and then one day, if the situation stays better, we will do it with the fashion houses in Milano.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely. I look
even more
forward.
on ground.
I look forward to meet you finally personally and
Absolutely looking forward.
exchange information
So
and see what
absolutely, I
we can.
mean, basically, I would gain more from your expertise because you're sitting in Milano. In Geneva, we are just users of fashion, but you
Yeah.
are generators of fashion in Milano. Okay, so thank you very much, Nadia, for your time, your valuable insights. As I said, we will continue this conversation in the next sessions. In the end, would you like to say anything to the viewers?
I'd say that people, please love yourself and dare to try new things, whether it's clothing, whether it's new experiences, clothing with in new experiences, and because even by changing only your style, your look, it somehow opens a little bit your mind towards new opportunities, and you start to think that you would love to try a new thing here, a new thing there, in different spheres. So it broadens somehow your mind, and dare do experiment, do be kind with yourself. Don't take personally if somebody doesn't understand why did you dress like that today. If many people will look at you weirdly, well, okay, then you won't wear that look anymore. You understood the point. And yes, just try. This is very important, because every day I think that everything depends. We create the reality. It depends what choice you make on every day, on daily basis. So the reality you have, it's because you made some certain choices. Start to make new choices every day, and you will see that your life will be way more interesting. I mean, I'm sure your lives are already interesting, but it can be improved every day.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and very good point on that. So the summary is that love yourself and the world will love you. So
yes,
you have
absolutely.
to love yourself to start with. No, thank you very much, and thank you very much, viewers, for your time and your interest, and particularly
Thank
to
you
those.
for having me.
No, Nadia, I'm really grateful. I'm sure that the viewers would have liked it, and people who have stayed until the end of the video, I'm sure they are the real icons of style, and I'm sure they would have found something useful. We will continue with this conversation with the other videos on this one. And as we said, the idea is to share whatever we have learned so that people can improve their personalities. Everyone is fantastic, but there is always room for improvement. So until then, as I always say, stay styled and stay smiling. Thank you very much. And thank you, Nadia.
Thank you very much, Ahmed.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.